What's up, guys? Welcome back to another review. Today we're going to look at 2021's Coming Home in the Dark, and I was going to include this in my Halloween countdown reviews. Sorry about the lights again. That's one of the advantages of doing the Halloween countdown reviews in the dark, is that I don't have to worry about our flickering lights. I think that's because of the rain. Anyway, but I'm not going to, and I'm not even sure when I'm going to show this, because I'm going to be focusing on horror movies for October. But I just wanted to get my thoughts down. I saw this film last night. It blew me away. Coming Home in the Dark, directed by James Ashcroft. This is a film from New Zealand. I was not familiar with anybody in this film. Everybody did a fantastic job. And this is, if this is, in a way, this is like real life horror. It's like the movie Breakdown. It's actually, when you start to think about it, it's the plausibility of it is scarier than most of the horror movies that we watch. There's sort of a coincidence in here that happens, and as one of the characters says, well, it's a small country, so it could happen. But essentially, what happens is you have a family, a father and his wife and his two stepsons are going camping in a very remote part of New Zealand. Somewhat remote. It's beautiful scenery, by the way, of course. They stop at a gas station and they argue about snacks and just family stuff. And when one of the kids sees a couple figures standing on a cliff waving at them, he doesn't tell the rest of the family. And when they're settling down at their campsite, these guys just kind of saunter up, and the father's kind of distracted, and the mom's trying to get his attention, but all of a sudden they're standing there and they just take over. And then the one guy whips out his rifle or shotgun, and now they're in charge. And it's just like a point of no return, and it's just like heartbreaking, because you're like, oh. And there's a few other scenes where maybe they could have done something, because there's a van that pulls up to a restroom across the lake, and the leader, Mandrake, this guy here, he even addresses that. He has a line directed at mom and dad that is just, it's very chilling. So they sort of abduct everybody, and they start to go on a road trip, and they are sort of needling the father, asking him about his past, and they guess that he was a teacher. And then they start asking about the schools that he worked in, and the guy just wants more and more. Before that, what school was it? Well, before that. And we finally learned that this guy worked for a brief time, right after university, worked at a kind of like a school for wayward boys, or wards of the state or something like that, a reform school, whatever you want to call it. And there was some notorious abuse there, and so it looks like there could be a connection, and it goes in a very dark place, and really raises some interesting questions about what to do if you see some wrongdoing. Do you stand by and do nothing, or do you do something about it? And about how violence, because our Mandrake and his assistant, or his co-criminal, a guy named Tubbs, very quiet, kind of brooding, kind of a guy, menacing. They both come out of the government system, and they are now in a life of crime. So it addresses that kind of cyclical violence. Yeah, this is just a gut punch of a movie. I'm so glad I picked it up. There's 4 or 5 previews in the beginning of this, and every single one of those movies looks awesome. So I got to go back and watch those, and after I catch my breath, I'll go watch the special features. I did watch the trailer. The way they edit the trailer, you see some other people, you see some gunshots, but you really can't tell what's happening or who's getting shot or shot at. So you can watch the trailer if you're more curious, I think, for this one, or just go in completely blind would probably be even better. But yeah, what a film! What a lot of talent behind this, and really interested to sort of research about a little more about the director and everybody involved in this, because this film just blew me away. It'll stay with you for a while. It's that kind of a film. All right, guys. Have you heard of this? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.